Driving in on another work day. It is road trip time, people. Welcome to the United Stand. I am Adam, and yes, here we go again. We go again. Do we go again? Or do we just get the same result again? Is it rinse and repeat Man United? Is that, I mean, deja vu, rinse and repeat. I've heard it all this week. I mean, how do you go 1-0 up in the first half, 3 games in a row, and then pretty much in all 3 games fall and collapse exactly the same way? It seems impossible and highly unlikely that anyone could do that, let alone a top level football team. Well, that is our football team at the moment. That is where we're at. I've got to a stage now, I think last week against Burnley, my road trip was pretty much, I'm feeling the cracks. Well, I've cracked. It's gone, it's split right down the middle, and right now I'm just like holding out hope that I'm going to see a decent game of football on maybe the odd occasion. Maybe this game is the game where we see a performance. Maybe this game is the one where we actually score more than 1 goal. We keep a clean sheet. We actually show character. Maybe Ralph will drop players that need dropping. I mean, to be honest, I'm at a point now where nothing surprises me team selection wise. We've spoke about it in depth. Ralph spoke about it in his press conference about the players, what he expects from them. We're all seeing what we're seeing on the pitch. Everyone, apart from people like Manchester United, can see it. Or do they? I mean, you got to look at it and go, is Ralph actually in charge of picking some of these players? Because all of a sudden, and I said it before, when that winter break came, before that winter break came, 2 wins in a row in the league against 2 decent teams in Brentford and West Ham. Looked solid against West Ham, no real problems. Maguire luckily come back into the team because of what happened to Lindelof, but I go all the way back to Brentford away, and I was at that game, and Varane and Lindelof and De Gea pretty much won us that game. Fullbacks, I can give them a shout out as well, they did their bit. And it's funny, isn't it, how all of a sudden the mainstays, and the mainstays that we don't want to be mainstays, let's get that right, and that being the likes of the Maguires, the likes of Rashford's, Shaw's, and people will say Brexit FC, the English players, the favouritism, the clubs actually making sure that these players play and they have to play. I mean, when you look at quality on the pitch and performances, these players should not be playing. They don't warrant a place in the team. And it would seem rinse and repeat would be the same tune, really. You can't really say that is the wrong thing to say. And it goes manager after manager now. We're seeing the same thing. Solskjaer had his favourites. Ralph has done it differently when he's come in. But I do stand by what my thought process was and how things went down. I thought within this 2-week winter break that just went past, we had the transfer window finishing in that same period, and we've seen the power of the hierarchy of Manchester United kick into overdrive. Pretty much. And I think that Ralph has been sat down and had a dressing down. That's what I think. I think his hands have been well and truly tied behind his back, and he said, look, this is how things are done here at Manchester United, and this is how it has to go down. Now, I can be completely off the mark there, but I just physically cannot see how it can be any other way with the players that are playing week in, week out. I just can't see how any other thought process works, because you can see how bad we are defensively with Maguire in the team and how individually poor his performances have been. Rashford, Ralph is about work ethic, putting in the yards, putting in the effort, and earlier on Alanga came through just because of a brilliant training session. Now maybe Ralph has just come in, the club have let him find his feet, he's had his say, we've made it look like he's actually changing things up, but really, and I remember speaking on the United Stand, I think it was Beth who asked me the question one show, and said, who do you think the forward line will be? And this was after what happened with Greenwood, what happened in the transfer window, and everyone who left and what we had left to pick from. And I said it will be Rashford, Sancho and Ronaldo. And at the time it was at the height of Alanga's form, you know what I mean? Just scored off the back of Brentford, good performance against West Ham. Rashford only made a cameo in that game. Obviously, he got the goal off the bench, but you look at it and you go, why would Elanga be dropped from his performances in them games? I said to Beth at the time, I said, look, I understand the Elanga thing, but my forward line will be Rashford, Sancho and Ronaldo, because that's how I see this club going. That's how I see them working it. And lo and behold, it's come to fruition. Rashford seems to be a mainstay no matter how bad he is. And I go back to the point I just made. I don't see Ralph looking at Rashford and in his experience and everything he lives by and everything that he has built his career on, giving Rashford a start, other than he's been told he has to. This is the first big club that Ranić has worked at in such a high profile role. Yeah, he can come in and he had all the ideas, and we were all hoping when he came in, myself included, that Ralph would be the one that changes it up and puts the players in place, slaps a few wrists, and he's going to actually change the way we actually work and the way we move forward. But it's quite clear right now that, and it has been made even more since Ralph has tried to do that, and I mean that by dropping Ronaldo, not playing Maguire over Lindelof when he had the chance, not bringing him straight back in, you know, playing the full-backs, Wan-Bissaka out. I still think he has had an influence in that, but you cannot tell me a man of Ralph's experience is playing Maguire and Rashford because of the way they're playing and how well they're playing. They don't warrant a place in this team for footballing reasons, which makes me think, well, I do think that there's powers that be at Manchester United that are making things impossible for a manager to work with. And the impossible bit is him picking a team that warrants to be on that pitch. And that is basically where we are at right now as a football club. I don't see how Ralph has any say on anything team selection wise when Maguire and Rashford and these players who are playing so bad are in this team. I just don't see it anyway. That is that, and we know what's coming tonight because of that, and that's why at the start of this video I said it is tonight the night when the players that we know are going to be picked actually do turn up and perform, because they haven't been performing before. So let's be fair, they don't belong in the team, but we're looking at it realistically now because we know what club we support and we know how it's run. Is Rashford going to turn up? Is Maguire going to turn up? Are these players going to turn up? I mean, I've not listened to Ranić's press conference yet. I've not had a chance to with work today and everything like that, but I'm guessing Maguire is going to be in the team. I don't know. I honestly don't know. If he doesn't pick Maguire, I'll be absolutely over the moon. And let's be fair, in the last game he didn't really have many options. Bailly's not quite there yet, and when he comes back, does that change it? Does that change anything with Ralph? Does Bailly come into the team? We don't know. We just don't know. But tonight against Brighton, we're coming up against a team that is oiled, drilled, and working. They're working like a dream right now. I watched them against Watford. The players that they've got, the Bissouma's to come off the bench. I mean, seriously, Bissouma's coming off the bench. That's telling you how confident they are. Lamptey, Mopai, dangerous players. Even Trossard, when he's on his day, has always had a good game against Man United. And they will come with Potter, fully drilled, know exactly what they're going to do, and teams that come up against us like that are dangerous. We heard Hasenhüttl after the game against Southampton pretty much calling us out, like Bruno Sarr did for Wolves, and I'm guessing Potter won't do it, but he'll know exactly how to handle Manchester United. They're a very, very, very dangerous football team. And I look at our weaknesses right now, which is pretty much all over the pitch. Defensively, we've got weaknesses. Midfield, we've got weaknesses. And forward, we've got weaknesses. Is Ronaldo going to turn up? We can't rely on Cavani. Ronaldo is in the worst form of his career, let's be honest. He is. I can't remember him having a drought like this. And it wasn't great at Juventus. It was very good. It wasn't great, but he hasn't been this bad. Let's be fair. And I'm not having a go at Ronaldo. Like, people keep trying to pull me and say, look, why are you blaming Ronaldo for the bad form? I'm not blaming Ronaldo for the bad form. I'm just saying Ronaldo is out of form and is a problem right now because we can't link play with him. Bruno's trying to do too much, and I'm thinking, is anyone actually talking to these players? Because tonight against Brighton, if we do like we did against Southampton, and we let Bruno have his free roll or whatever, Rashford plays, doesn't track back. Sancho wasn't even tracking back in that game at times, and people rave about Sancho and his work rate. He was there as well, and he wasn't doing and putting in a shift as much as he should be doing. So tonight, if we go in like that, anything like we was against Southampton, Brighton are going to punish us. They've got better players and are a better team in my opinion. And they will, and they are starting to score goals now. Last season they were creating chances and not putting them away. This season, slightly different. They're a better team, and we still struggled against them last time. So for me, I do believe that going forward tonight, result-wise, it's like I said, it's tonight when they come out and surprise us. I do not know, and to be honest, I'm not expecting much. It's hard to pick a score prediction at the moment, it really is, and you can't see past another draw. But for some reason, I'm thinking United are scraping it tonight. I don't know why. I'm just thinking Lightning can't strike 4 times in a row. We'll score more than 2 goals, and we will probably scrape a 2-1 win tonight, and that's what I'm thinking. It's hopeful. It's wishful. That's all it is at United at the moment. But that's where I'm at, and that's where a lot of United fans are at. You tell me you can predict how we're going to play, and then I'll be asking you for the lottery numbers, because that is what we are at the moment. No one has got any idea. People will say, bring this player and it'll change, this player, it'll change. No, it won't. It really won't. And nothing will change until the summer. So all we've got is the hope that these players that keep getting picked will turn up and actually have a good game. That's all we have got. All we have got. And maybe we'll finish a chance once in a while. But I fancy 2-1 tonight. God knows why. I cannot even break it down and tell you exactly why I'm coming to that, except for like I've just said. Maybe tonight they turn up, and maybe tonight Ronaldo takes a chance or someone else takes a chance and we score more than 1 goal. I don't see us keeping a clean sheet. I think Brighton are dangerous, but I can see it going 2-0 United. Then I can see Brighton scoring and we hang on in this game just about. We get the win and we stay in the top 4 fight, papering over every single crack that is going through this club at the moment, which there is a lot of. Guys, that is the road trip. How did that time go that quick? It's so easy talking about United at the moment. It's easy because it's bad, and that's wrong. But let me know what you think, everyone. Get your comments in below, like, share and subscribe to the United Stand as well. I will see you after the game. Come and see me if you're coming up for the game, or you're coming over for the first time, or if you're one of the regulars as always, come over and see me after the game. Hopefully the weather bucks up as well for us. It's been as miserable as the football recently, the weather, but hopefully tonight is a different one and we get the win. We get to actually walk home dry and happy. You never know, people. See you at the game. Laters.